Can anyone catch them, do you think?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, unbelievable. We didn't expect that.
As unbelievable as it sounds, this is another Arsenal podcast, that is the Away Gooners podcast. We bring news and reaction from Arsenal fans from all over the world. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Away Gooners podcast. We have got the whole gang back with us. Hi Ellen, hi Arun, hi Deepak.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
So I've come to the point where I'm not even sad after the Liverpool game. It's kind of like melancholic, just calm. Yeah, this is something that we have seen, kind of a point. Are you guys at the same point as me, or you're still fuming about the bad game or whatever? Deepak, I'll start with you.
I am like frustrated.
Are you bringing out your banner out already? Arteta out?
No, not yet. Maybe after Slavia brush.
Where is the belief? Where is the belief? Come on.
Yeah, the thing which frustrates me most is we played 3-4 games really well, and then we go back take 3-4 steps back again. Last 3 games, I believe, Olympiacos, West Ham, and Liverpool, we have gone back to how we were playing 2-3 months back, probably.
Mhm.
Not as bad as 2020. At the start of this year, we lost against Wolves, Aston Villa, and something.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of thing when Arteta does something good, we take one step forward, and in 2-3 games we take another 3 steps backward. If we want to write this season off completely, we can do that, but there should be some kind of form going into the next season. You can't just go losing and playing like this for this entire season and say we will write off this league season completely and pick up from where we don't have any foundation right now. The last 2-3 matches shows that we still have a lot to improve. So it was frustrated the way we played against Liverpool, especially Liverpool. There was no cohesion. There was nothing. Literally, we gave the ball. They just scored the 3 goals. We didn't create anything, and they completely nullified Odegaard, and we couldn't find answers for that at all. Given Arteta makes so many changes within the game, he didn't have any answers this time.
But is it Arteta's Arteta didn't have answers, or is it that players who he put up there didn't have the quality to create the answers? Because if you consider our we played better when we had 3 creative players on the pitch, right? Especially Saka, Odegaard, and ESR. And of the 3, Odegaard is nullified, and the rest 2 were not available.
We weren't talking about ESR or Odegaard last season or at the start of the season.
But yes,
the players like Aubameyang and Pepe are supposed to be world-class players, and if they aren't performing, and they haven't been performing up to the mark this entire season, it has to be on Arteta to bring the best out of them. That's the manager's job basically. But the team was if we keep on saying the players aren't playing well, how many players you're going to buy?
No, I'm not saying that it is entirely not Arteta's fault. My question was the the lack of creative options on the pitch for the Liverpool game in particular, because we know that Aubameyang is not a creator. He's a finisher. He's a low touch player, and we know that Pepe is right. Sorry,
it is not. That's how we used to play last season.
But
we brought so many creators and we started creating chance left, right, center.
But I'm just asking it from the
So
other
who
point of
would
view,
you
right?
have like started? Like, there
Because
wasn't players available actually.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ellen.
see, there are two things. Once, see, our formation or like our gameplay this season, right? They were better because of few players. I agree when you say those players are not available and we are not able to perform well. See, we know those players are not available. Like, say, at least Arteta will know, in a longer duration before itself, like before the match started itself. So he cannot go with the same strategy when those players are not available. See,
No, I don't.
Odegaard was nullified.
I don't think
Odegaard
so.
was,
He went with the same strategy, right? It
no.
was
I'll
a
say,
counter-attacking
Odegaard was
strategy.
nullified.
But the thing is, it was a counter-attacking strategy, but we never attacked. Like we
No,
just sat back.
that's what I'm going to come back. No, that's what I'm going to come back. Let's say Odegaard was like nullified because the others were not there. And we also did one other thing this game. If you see Liverpool this season, right, at the very first game, where we lost, even though we played well and we missed chances, we lost. They were continuously pressing us. Last season during the FA Cup or like the other game, like they lost to us because we were playing well, like we were pressing, and as a counter attack to that, right? In our first game, like the season with them, they were pressing us, and like we were struggling really. So what did Arteta do this time? Like just whenever we get the ball, he was afraid our players would lose the ball, and like maybe Ceballos did few things in Europa League which might have made us fear it even more. He was trying long balls continuously, and for that, right, the players we picked and played is not going to work at all. See, he should be like if he's going with to go with that strategy to play the best 11 which can play that strategy. See, leave Saka people who are not available, right? Like that was not going to work because when you need a person who has to, right? Like why did Sabella start? Eleni should have actually started. Hello?
Yeah, I think we are losing you with the connections, Ellen.
You can try turning your video off and then turn it on again.
Yeah. But Arun, just to continue on that point, what Ellen was making, right? But this is not something new with Arsenal. Like how I see is this has always been the case. Whenever we go for international break and come back, Arsenal plays the worst. From Wenger days to now, it always happens. It's not just something new. Are we forgetting that this is the same pattern we are seeing every time, and we are playing Liverpool? We are not playing some XYZ team.
I mean, how do I put it? The quality of players that we have with us don't seem to be responding to coming back from a break and be able to play at the highest level. This is, like you said, this is not the first time, but then this is not also like under this manager alone, right? Like you said, so it's like a mentality that goes into like the kind of players that we get who can switch on and off when required, and that is missing, and that has been missing, So you could say a lot of things. You could say like the physio, the health and fitness, and all the teams that we have, all the people that we have, they have not been performing a good job. But like, if you really think about it, who are the kind of players who would be able to switch on and off like at will? The ones who are playing for the City or like Liverpool, a guy like VVD, you would never really seeing him switch off, So it's the kind of quality that we are really talking about, not about like the people. It's about the quality. It's not really any science. A guy like Barron switches off 3-4 times during a game, and when you have like a bunch of guys like him coming back from a break, when they're exhausted and they played like 3 games in 7 days, it's going to be very difficult for these guys to keep switched off because of the fatigue and the amount of travel. So it's, for me, it's really down to the players, not just like this aspect. It's also about the game, the Liverpool game. Like it's mainly due to the difference in the quality that we have between these two teams. Like you could have done anything, Arteta could have fielded any other team, it would have pretty much happened in the same way. It was a classic case of the manager knowing where exactly to hurt us, and he hurt us like really well. If you look at the team, the 11, The weak links were obvious. The weak links were definitely obvious. The biggest weak link in the team on paper was Ceballos. That is a really very important position. You have like Salah playing through there, and you have Gabriel behind. At that point, when you have like a weak link like Ceballos, that's like Klopp is experienced enough to know that he has to hurt that position. And second, he had to nullify our best attacking threat, which in the absence of ESR and Saka was obviously Odegaard. So if you noticed, every time Odegaard got the ball, Fabinho would run to him right away.
Yep.
It was not just Fabinho, but both Fabinho and Thiago.
And
So-
Milner. They were tag teaming him.
Yeah.
Like 3 players were just tag
Yeah.
teaming
So
him.
when these guys are taken out of the game, the rest of the quality that we have in there is Chambers
Mhm.
holding, like not a fully fit Kieran Tierney. Lacazette was not like a top striker. Of course, if you on paper, if you really took on reputation, Aubameyang is the only player who should be like playing at the highest level, and even he's not performing for us. So like you can talk all about Arteta. Like what else could he have done? Like honestly, what other team could he have put in there? Like I really don't. And I know I'm ranting. I know this was not really the answer for your question, but for me, this is this I find is like a recurring problem with the fans. Like where are you setting your expectations? Like what is going on? Why do you think that changing the manager is going to change it? Like what else could have Arteta done? Like I really don't. He set up the right way. They weren't able to execute it. We set up the right way to play on the counter, but what else could he have done?
No, I mean, I get your frustration. I'm of the same concern
For me,
too.
like the season's not frustrating. The season's not frustrating because it was obvious that we were going to play this way once we started playing badly at the beginning of the season. It's very simple. Whatever we do, the maximum that we can get from the 10th position is maybe 8th. It's because of how the league is being played. So in that situation, what is the expectation that fans really have out of the team? Out of like, I find it's a huge difference between what the team can do and what the fans think the team can do. There's a huge
right
curve.
off this season. What about next season? The next season
next
is also
season-
going to be the same, right?
No,
There should
the
be.
next
How
season's
can
going
you
to be.
like say like next season would be different and this season would be like the same?
There is a
Going
possibility.
to be the same players. I'm pretty sure we are not going to sign another 50.
No.
We don't, Deepak. I agree with you. I agree with you. Everything points to that direction, but we do have a few things that go in our advantage if we were to be optimistic. Number one, there would be some sort of a preseason. There would be some sort of a preseason. I know one
would be
season
like
is
cut short
definitely.
if the Euros is going to happen.
Yeah, but there would be something. I know. Plus, even if the preseason is being cut off, the team has played together. They know what Arteta wants from them. They're just not able to execute it now. It doesn't happen in one season. Klopp knew what he wanted. And for Klopp to get to what he wanted and execute it perfectly on the pitch, he had to sacrifice Coutinho. But in spite of that, to get to where he wanted to be on the pitch, it took 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. And Klopp has won leagues in Germany, has reached the Champions League finals, has done everything. Now we're having a novice manager, and we are blaming him for things that in his very first season, I really don't understand the logic. Emery failed with his team. And even going by your thing, Deepak, after the 22 unbeaten run with Emery, everything did look rosy that season. Apart from that final, bit where we kept losing, by that thing, then we should have been playing much better in the next season. But this shit just hit the fan in the next season. So I mean, like, I really
never trusted Emery.
No.
No.
No. Let me say this, Deepak. Like, see, there are a few things. Like, if you see even this Premier League table, right, which are all the teams that is doing better than like the other teams? You can say Aston Villa, West Ham, like whatever, like the normal target, they are doing better. The reason is they are not part of Europe or they don't play match every 3 or 4 days. All the clubs, take Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, every team, right, they are all struggling because they are playing too many games because of shortened season. Like this is not like a normal regular season. And because of that, they are getting injuries to their players and that is having an impact. Like that is what is happening. So I'm not saying like Arteta is the savior who will do everything, but we cannot judge Arteta based on this season.
But Ellen and Arun, I kind of see Deepak's point in this, right? Like we don't know what the next season is going to be. We don't know really what the next season is.
That is what I'm saying.
We don't know if like I don't see us getting, like Deepak says, like I don't see us getting any huge signings in, or like
No, that is
number
what
of
I'm going to
signings in.
say. No, that
So
is
it
what
is going to be the
that
same
is what
players. And
no, no.
no,
Okay,
let me
so
finish
let
this.
me finish that. I
Okay.
have the answer for you. That is what I was going to say next.
Okay.
Now, what is the best chance for us to go to Europa? Like, I'm asking that question. We cannot definitely finish 6th or 7th in the season. We all know that.
Okay.
The best chance is like winning the Europa League. If you're winning the Europa League, you're not going to play in Europa League, you're going to play in Champions League.
Okay.
That gives a lot of additional revenue, and Champions League will get its own big players.
Okay.
So you will be signing the players. If you're not winning the Europa League, no Europe for us, which means exactly same situation what Klopp had. His players are just going to play only the league, focus only on the league, play like with the same set of players, even without getting injured or anything, or like he can work on those players a long time because he will not have midweek games. It is just like every weekend games, and like he can completely concentrate properly on the next league, even if you're not signing players. So it is like either way, right? Like we have good chance like next season.
So,
but I'm not saying like that is why I'm saying like next season is the one like where we can definitely judge Arteta whether this thing is working. We don't see an improvement like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but my question is, right, like, so especially against Liverpool, our strategy was going back to what we did end of last season, right? Except that we didn't play a back three. What we actually wanted to do was have low possession, hit them on the counter, and use Aubameyang and pace of Aubameyang and like getting behind the defenders. That was the plan, at least from what I looked. And that plan, players seem to have absolutely no idea how to execute that plan. They have done that. These players have done this before successfully, and they are not able to redo it. And that's the problem. Right?
The difference here is the difference there is when they did that, right, they had a back three. See, with the wing backs running here and there, and like with a back four, right, the playing style, everything gets changed. You cannot play the same way because see, when Aubameyang used to get that ball, right, like you'll have Tierney or somebody at the back to him where like he will pull the players out. Now, like they know, like the ball will come to Auba alone or like to the other side.
We didn't even have the ball. That's the concern, right? My concern is not that we didn't hit Auba. We didn't even try.
No.
We didn't even hold the ball.
The issue was the issue was that is what I was trying to say. Like initially, if Arteta is going to play this strategy, right, like he has to be ready to play with the best 11 players. See, I'm not saying Arteta didn't do that kind of thing. That's a learning for him also. See, the 11 players who will fit for his strategy. See, if you take Leno cannot like do a long ball proper. Maybe Matt Ryan, like I'm not sure how much fit he is. He can do this strategy better than Leno.
We don't know Matt Ryan. We have not seen Matt Ryan till now. How are we saying that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. No, that is what. No. Matt Ryan has played with the other clubs, and like, see, their playing styles, right? Like, and how he has played in the past, like a particular. I'm saying only for a particular strategy. I'm not saying Ryan is better than Leno or this thing. We're going to go for long balls where, like, because we were afraid to like pass the ball from the back. Because we were afraid for a counter attack, like or like we might lose the ball. Like, see, Ceballos is not the kind of player who's going to get the ball and pass it to the front. Like he might lose the ball anytime. So we were afraid, and that is why we were going for this long ball strategy. And I felt like for that, right, the players we had like were not correct. Like if you're going to go for that strategy, even like say, if you're going to go with like having the ball or staying like and going for counter attack, I felt Elneny was much more better because he will at least like go press the ball, get it from the other team, like try to hold it or do something. Like we didn't start with Elneny, we started with Ceballos. See, the biggest issue for us is we miss Xhaka. Let us agree or not, like we missed him. Like, see, left hand side, right?
Deepak,
see, we are not playing back three.
So happy to hear that.
No. I'll say why. I'm not saying about he's a great player or anything. Like the reason is when we moved from back three to back four, right? Like with our fullbacks going for attack, always Xhaka was the person who was acting as the third CB. He will always drop back, and that too on the left hand side, so that like gives more freedom on the left hand side to attack. When he's not playing, right, we don't have a player to do that.
That is why last part I mentioned that we need a central midfielder more than a CAM. because we
No,
have absolutely no one. When Shaka, the best pair for us is Shaka and Partey. If either one of them is not available, the team goes to
we
shit.
struggle.
So we need one more
That I
person
agree.
who could fill in if either one of them is not available. But I need to bring in Deepak. Deepak, now is the time for you to shine about like how great Shaka is. Looking at Ceballos play.
It is not just Ceballos. Even Partey didn't play great.
No,
Partey hasn't convinced me completely till now. I can
Mhm.
give him one more season. Probably it's due to COVID and injuries. So the main player right now is Shaka. So if he is injured, the team is currently screwed. That shows the state of our team right now.
That is true.
No.
Absolutely true.
That's true. Like this game, right? We had impact on all the areas. Like we didn't have like Saka, ESR, or like those kind of players
No.
at the front. We missed Zaka in the middle, and like we also missed Lewis at the back.
Yeah.
See, Lewis might make mistakes, but like he's the only leader at least available at the back. Leno is not going to command the defense. So without Lewis, right? Like there are trouble.
So like two of the guys are like youngsters,
Yeah.
and two of the other guys are like not consistent enough players, and we are entirely dependent on these players.
And that's the unfortunate thing.
And this is what I'm
Deepak.
trying to say. It's because of this is the quality we have.
And that
It's
is why
not
any
like when-
coach coming
when-
here will not able to do better.
But
Yeah.
but let me ask you guys this, right? We took off Ceballos during half time, and that time we were 0-0. We considered the goal after we brought El Nini in. So
See,
Elneny
this
wasn't
game,
at
right?
fault for any of the goals.
no, I'm not saying
Elneny
El Nini was fault for any of the goal, but still, when Ceballos was on
No.
pitch, we didn't concede it. But when he went off the pitch,
No,
we
I'll put
conceded
it the other way. No, I'll put it the other way. That was because when Tierney was like on the pitch, we didn't concede. Tierney was not there in the second half.
Okay.
See, the thing here is like say, while maybe add something more for the Lewis one, like that can also help you because you're talking about the goals. We say Rob Holding is from Bolton's academy. He's very good at aerial balls, and against big teams, right?
Sterling scored against him.
Jota is again like very small kid.
There is a like in Ars blog, I think they mentioned something like so combined height of Sterling and Jota would be 3 feet, and they outscored Holding in an aerial duel. So that's how good our aerial options are. Now do you guys miss Mustafi, the aerial king? Arun, do you miss Mustafi?
Do I miss Mustafi? Yes, I do. More than missing Mustafi, it's about like, when when Holding puts in a good performance, everyone starts praising him like he's the next big thing. Well, he's been the next big thing for a while now, but the thing is like, I saw the meme where someone said like, yeah, Holding didn't cost 50 million because he's worth just 2 million. He's that shit, which is true, which was shown time and again. Like you
I
want
still
a challenge for
I
like,
mean,
big
I
things.
still don't think he's that shit, but I don't think he's a squad player. Like exactly
He's a
like
Squad player, I agree.
he's
But
exactly.
you
We
want to
were
replace
talking
him?
about him, the main player of all our defense. Like that is what we were
That's
saying.
the thing. And like you replace him, you have David Luiz, who's again going to be a squad player. He's
Oh.
good. He can be good at times, but like when you see the overall graph, he does more harm than good.
No, we have a replacement already playing in France,
French league.
tearing up the
Let's
Liga.
wait till Saliba comes here. I mean, like
Saliba, and then we also have that kid called
No.
Mavropanos who is absolutely been playing really good.
Yeah, he's gonna be sold though. They'll sell Mavropanos.
I still think that if we don't have Lewis next season, and we go with like Gabriel, Mari, and Rob Holding, Saliba, and Mavropanos, that will be 5 defenders. Which is
just
absolutely
making up the numbers. They are not like world-class players. It's
No,
just
but-
numbers.
No, but the thing is, are they good enough to get us to top 4?
No, top 6 maybe.
Yeah, because
but that will still be a progress to whatever we have. It'll be like what
top six is a realistic. It should be like the best realistic. Like
Target.
expectation from next season. Honestly, that should be the expectation. We shouldn't be like talking about top four. Like Saliba is coming back from a French league where he might have bossed people around, but it's the French league is much slower, much less physical than here. It's going to be very difficult for him. We cannot expect miracles from the kid. And then if you take him out, it's just Holding and again Mari that we have. Neither of them is a world beater. Just think about it. Who of the defenders that we have right now would be able to get into any of the other teams that are above us? Leave Tierney out.
Yeah.
Leave Tierney out. But like outside of Tierney, just give me one name who could get into another team, who could replace a player on another team.
Hector B.
Where?
Hector Bellerin to PSG.
Not to PSG. I mean, that is the transfer rumor. I'm saying like he could still play with other teams.
Above us on the table, and there are 9 teams, has a better player at that position than Bellerin. A better centre back than either Holding or Lewis. A better centre back than either Mari or Gabriel. It's true. There's no denying this. Gabriel might have done good in the beginning, but again, coming from the French league, the things that are helping him are his physical strength and his speed. But he still has a lot to improve. And then we are going to be putting another guy, Saliba, in. So it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be like a fun ride next season either. But top 6 is realistically possible.
But that is the truth, right? Arsenal doesn't have endless funds to do it. I mean, we have spent a lot in the recent years, but we have spent at the wrong places, and that has cost us our way going forward, right? And I don't see us spending, say, 50 million on a defender, and I don't see a 15 million defender available in the market, right? So I don't see us spending, especially when we have recently spent on Saliba. How much did we spend? 30 million, something around that time. And I think we spent the same amount in Gabriel, and then we spent like 12 odd million with Mari. So we have spent a lot of money in the defense. Even though the defense is not world class, I don't think we are going to replace the defense anytime soon.
No, we shouldn't. I'm not saying we should be replacing the defense. It's a huge thing. I'm saying these guys have the potential, but that potential is not going to be realized completely in the next season because we've had like one player who's supposed to be the best, like our primary defender next season in Gabriel, but that guy hasn't been able to perform well due to a lot of reasons. Similar thing is going to happen with Saliba as well. So these guys are not going to like switch on and become Van Dijk or Ferdinand or Vidic in the very next season. That's going to take another season for sure. So they need to play, and then they need to play together. There's a lot of things let's buying a defender.
See, that is confusing for me, right? To have a Van Dijk or a Ferdinand or a Vidic or a Sol Campbell, that is the squad that is fighting for the title. But we are not going to be that squad. We know that we are not going to be the squad.
Because we are not going to be fighting for the title next season.
We want to be fighting for top 4. We will not end up in top 4, but we want to be fighting for top 4.
That won't happen next season.
Because don't see, like, say, whatever, like they are saying, right, as a process and everything, like, don't see it as like something like that will be done like next season or like, say, but that doesn't mean we should not focus on the future seasons. Like, say, we have to see. Van Dijk was not signed like alone. Like there were like a lot of other areas where Liverpool had to like block the holes, and they did that, and then only they signed Van Dijk to become the greatest team. Similar ways, right? Like it will also take time. Like say, as Arun was saying, Saliba has to play a lot with Gabriel if they have to be the number 2, like our first 2 centre backs. Like they have to play, and that will take its own time, and then only they will be at like at a level where we can compete for the big teams.
So one of the important things that you said, Picasso, while we were talking about the team and the squad that we have is like the fact that this team it's confusing for you that this team is trying to challenge for titles or expected to challenge for titles, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we do not have a squad. there's an important thing called intent, and that is reflected in the kind of team that you assemble as an ownership, or as the people, like, who are in charge. During Wenger's time, after we moved to the Emirates, this intent was very visible in the kind of players that we were getting, and the kind of investment that we were making. We were not really getting players who were going to help us win the league. And it was obvious that we were not really competing for this league. Say all you want, there could be like, if we could pull off the names of like Arshavin, Nasri. Think about all these guys, and think about the other guys that we got during that period from 2006. It has never been the intent for anybody at Arsenal to challenge for the title.
Okay. I don't think I agree with you on that one, right? Like, because Arshavin, when we signed, was a very big name. He was touted by a lot of people, and then us signing was a very big name.
Yeah, but how come no one else really went for him? If you remember the transfer news, it was always, oh, Arshavin is wanted by Barcelona. Oh, Arshavin is wanted by this club. Yeah. But there was nothing concrete anywhere. It was like kind of clear for us going and getting Arshavin, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was any haggling with anyone when it came to that transfer.
I think
it was extremely smooth in the way in which we dealt with his agent. We got the transfer done.
It is more with the time, right? At that time, we didn't have so much news about transfers. We didn't know all these nitty-gritty details. Like, oh, he's on his flight. He's taking medicals. We don't know anything like that. We signed Arshavin. That's all we know. We never knew if other clubs went in with a bid or whatever.
Okay, right? Fair enough. Even in that situation, let's just take the example of Arshavin. If he was really someone who was going to help us win the league, we
could have won the league in 2007, 2008. If we would have won
margins, 4 points. 4 points is a lot.
Yeah, but if we would have been 1 over 1 point. If we would have won the league at that time, imagine what would have happened. Because 2004, we were invincibles. 2006, we went to the Champions League final. 2007 and 8, we could have done the league.
Yes, but we didn't. That's my point. Because we didn't really have the players.
I'm saying that shows intent, right? I'm questioning your theory that like we didn't have the intent to it. We did have intent to it.
Because if you clearly know, like when we signed Arshavin, right? Like we were struggling for Champions League spot at that time. It was like January signing where like we wanted a big player to get us back to the Champions League that season.
Yeah, no.
So the target was like Champions League, and that is why like when that was like going as a problem, like we got a very big player. Even if you consider Arshavin as a big player at that time, we went for that signing because Champions League was like a risk for us.
And another thing,
talking about title right now. It is top 6.
No, that's the thing. It's the intent that drives the kind of players who come to the club. If the intent of the club was really to go for titles now, they would have provided Arteta with all the tools that he need, and not an idiot like Edu who has a very limited scouting area.
No,
that's what I'm trying to say.
That is the problem. That is the problem I'm having, right? Like, why are we questioning the intent so much when in the past couple of years, at least from the time we signed Ozil, we have been the owners don't know anything about football. That much is clear. Okay, the owners don't care about what we play on the pitch. That much is clear. But we are still getting money out of them. We are still making
because there is a difference here. The money they are spending, right, is not because like we have to play well or we have to tire.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
No. The money they are spending is because if they don't spend that, like they will be not getting any revenue back. See, if you're going to continuously play as a mid team, right? How many sponsors you'll get it, or how many like matches people will come and watch in the stadium, like how they were doing before, like the merchandise, how much they buy it. They need something for that.
Again, Ellen, it is not the. I'm not questioning. I'm not saying that the owners are having the intent. I'm saying the club could have the intent, right? Because the club is not run by just the owners. It's not. It's not like
That
the
is not
other
the case
clubs.
with Arsenal anymore. No, that is not the case with Arsenal anymore. It is run only by the owners. Let's say if the other people are involved, there are many decisions which the owners took, right? Like would have been easily been cancelled, like or like would not have been taken at all. Like we are not the same club as it was like in 2000, early 2000s. Like after Stan taken over, it got slowly changed. Now it is at a stage where it is just pure business for Stan. And like
Yes, for Stan it
investment,
is. For Stan it is. But my concern is that, right? Like how we show intent
no, let me say,
from
no,
a
let me
club's
say,
perspective.
no. You're saying there are others, right? Like if they go and say to Stan that we need to invest 300 million for us to be good, will Stan do that? Even if they have a clear pathway to succeed, like
but he has done that in the past couple of seasons. We have said there is no way we are going to get 300 million in one transfer window, but we have gotten.
I'm not saying that.
Imagine what our friend 3 was in this game. Right?
No.
72 million for Pepe, 50 million for 50 million for Lacazette, 50 million for something around that time for
again I'm saying,
and that is within 2 seasons or 3 windows.
No. Let me say that again. I'm saying that was the period where he invested because we dropped from Champions League to Europa Liga. Going to Champions League means like huge amount of money, which is not the same with Europa Liga. And again, as I said, whenever he's pressurized, like because of like financial impact, he invests. Because that's what you do it in a long-term business.
But that is what I'm saying. See, the question is, that is what I'm saying, right? Like, but the investments are here. Imagine that, okay, in forward line, we have spent 50 million on, like I said, 50 million on Aubameyang and 72 million on Pepe in 3 windows. In midfield, we have spent 45 million on Partey and 35 million on Xhaka.
See, again,
and in defense, we have spent so much more. This is all in last 5 seasons. This is all in last 5 seasons.
And last 5 seasons are the season we are not in Champions League.
Yes, but still we have spent a lot of money. We have built a squad.
Because we have spent money. We have spent money, but did we spend it on the right players?
But whose problem is that? Whose problem is that? That is my concern, right? This is not.
It's not about like the manager or even the owners. It's about the people around Arteta.
Yes.
Who have to be, or the manager, who have to be better in getting the recruitment done properly.
Or
those are the people like, see, you really think about it. Is not required at all.
I will get back to what Deepak. I will get back to what Deepak was saying, right? Like, or the manager who could be able to extract the best out of the resources that we have.
See, again, because for that also, I'll go back to the owners, because see, if they want to win the title, right, they would have gone for a bigger coach with a lot of experience, ready to pay him huge salary.
That's what
they didn't do that, because their aim itself was like to get into Champions League or like to the Europe, so that we get money. And who can get that with like less amount of investment is what they were thinking about. See, I'll just give a same example with another team. Okay, during the COVID time, right, no team was spending money except for one team in Premier League, which was Aston Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa.
You know why they spent it? You know why they spent it last year? Because before that season, right, like they were very close to relegation.
Yeah.
And if you do relegation, right, you lose more than 150 million. I think it is somewhere around 170 plus.
Yeah.
The exact figure if you go to like League One from Premier League, because of the TV income and other income alone. So they add the pressure to stay in the Premier League, so that like they get that money. Even if they spend 100 million, they still get 70 million profit. So that is why they were ready to play huge money, so that, and luckily for them, because of the pandemic, they were able to get a lot of players for relatively less money. Outside of pandemic, those players would have costed more. So they were able to get that, and they are like now in a good position. But they didn't spend that money for being it in a top 10 or a top 6. They spent that money to avoid relegation, and because of all the things happening in the league, they are at a good position now. But we cannot say that like they spent it for that. They spent it mainly to avoid relegation. And again, they're also for the financial reasons. Similar way, right? If Stan knows like if we win the league, we'll get like a huge investment from one of the sponsors. He will spend even 300 or even 400 million in a single season also, provided like FFP and other things allows it. Because then like, see, it's again pure business for him. So that is what Arun was trying to say. The aim itself, right, is to have like say, to aim for a top 4 or a top 6. So what happens is like say I agree perfectly with you. Like there are like some mediocre players in between, but if Stan was like really worried, right, like about all of this, right, like and he wanted like a top team, like for competing for titles, he would have fired and replaced them long back. He didn't do that because he was okay with them like doing this because there was a confidence that we'll go back to top 4 or a top 6.
Deepak, but I want to like I mean disagree with you with the Emery thing. I don't think Emery is a very big coach. He's a very he's a David Moyes of Spanish league. I don't think he's a title winning coach.
He won 3 Europa Leagues. What more do you want like from a coach?
Europa
He's
League
yet to lose a double-legged tie in Europe.
Yeah, Europa League, yes, he has done it, but he's not a.
Now you are saying like you didn't find a huge coach, and now you want like to support Arteta. I'm not like appoint a huge coach.
See, I'm not against Arteta, but I am against Emery. I don't think Emery is a elite coach. He's a very good coach at Spanish level, and he's had like he has a lot of experience. Yes, he has won 3 Europa League, which is a great achievement and everything. But still, he is not a very progressive or a club building coach, right? Someone who could take club from one place to another, like a club which is finishing at 10th to 4th.
Who else like you would have?
Who else is there? I really don't know.
No, I'm not. I don't know the answer to who else is there, but that answer is not Emery, is what I'm saying. I don't think he is.
Ancelotti. No, you take Ancelotti, who used to be a world-class coach. What he is able to do with Everton? Nothing.
No,
I'm not even Jose. Like
I am not saying
winning coach.
No, I'm not saying that there are other coaches who would be able to do it. Of course, there will be other coaches who would be able to do it. I'm just saying that Emery is not a coach who could do that. That is what I wanted to put, because I see this like with Arteta losing every game or
to win at Europe.
Yeah, but I see, the thing is, for me, whenever this conversation steers to the way that, okay, Arteta is a novice coach, but we had Emery, we don't appreciate Emery. No, we appreciated Emery enough. Emery deserves only that much appreciation. I don't see Emery as a coach who could do what Klopp did, who could do what someone else did. Right? He is not a Ranieri who did it with Leicester. I don't think he's that coach. I don't think he is a coach
because the issue here is
spoiled by Klopp. Actually,
no, I'm not saying No, I'm not saying just Klopp, right? I'm just saying like even Ranieri or anyone
that is like one of that is like never will happen again.
Or even Bielsa, right? I don't see that kind of a coaching from Emery where he could take a team from which is performing at a level to the next level. I don't see that. Like even with PSG, Sevilla is a Europa League winning team, and they won the Europa League. They are not outperforming their potential, or they are not pushing beyond their potential. Okay, they won 3 Europa Leagues. Why didn't they make every time they win the Europa League, the next time they get a Champions League spot? Why are they not making headway? Why do they drop back to Europa League every time and perform Europa League and win Europa League?
Because of few things here. Yeah. No. Because of few things here. When Sevilla won the Europa League, right? Like only I think at the last season of them, like they were allowed to go to Champions League. Before that, like Europa League winners were not promoted to Champions League. They were like depending on no, it got started in between. Like they won a hat-trick of Europa League titles.
Okay.
You cannot do that like if you are getting promoted. Like they won it in like hat-trick.
See, even then,
let me finish. Let me finish. Like whatever you are saying. Like see, we always say Arteta is a cup coach. In a cup like
we don't know yet.
He's good.
We don't know yet. This is too soon to say that about him.
No.
Let me soon. He has had 1.5 seasons.
No. Let me finish. Like we are saying that like in the past, like we have always told like in cup games he will do better. See, that's what Emery is. Emery is a coach like who can target cups. Like as I said, like he's good at like double-headed headers. Like, but see, the problem here is nobody is saying Emery is great.
Then he could be a national team coach, not a club coach.
No. The problem here is no. That is what I'm saying. The problem here is we are like, see, nobody is saying Emery is right fit for us. He was like having some issues. Like, see, not every coach will be fit at every place, even if they are world-class coach. Emery is not our right fit, and I agree with that. But the concern or the issue here is, we are saying Emery is bad, but we are saying Arteta is like the next savior kind of thing. Arteta makes same kind of mistakes. Arteta is like a novice, and we are saying that he will be able to do a thing without even having like proof for that. We are having belief in Arteta. See, we are saying Arteta has improved something. Emery has improved something. You are having Saka like playing like this only because of Emery. Gundasi, for all the issues with all the other coaches, right, was playing really good at Emery. Emery has his own skill set. He has his own way of working, and he developed certain things. We cannot discount all of that.
No, Ellen. Yes, I get this point.
Basically,
I'm not.
you are saying like, if we fired Emery, we should fire Arteta too.
That's what I'm saying.
See,
Arteta,
the thing
we are
is,
giving him like a long rope because we are seeing some potential.
No, I see. The thing is, the difference what I'm trying to make here is that we don't know if Arteta has the potential. And we are taking a gamble there, thinking that he might have a potential. But what I'm saying is, we know for certain that Emery doesn't have that potential. That is what I'm saying. And
No,
that is why it is all not a fair comparison, because Emery doesn't have the potential. Arteta might have the potential, which we don't know yet. If he doesn't have, yes, we are wrong, but that's a gamble that we are taking with a young coach. We don't know that. We don't know enough about Arteta yet to know whether he has that tendency to take the team from, say, 10th position to 6th position, or 6th position to 4th position. Whether he has the tendency, we don't know. But I'm pretty sure that Emery doesn't have that, because he has not done that. You are saying that they won Europa thrice, but they didn't have the Champions League direct entry, but they can do that through the league. If he has won the Europa League, he has a squad that is good enough to win the Europa League, which means he should have a squad that is good enough to finish in the top 3 or top 4 of their league, which he didn't do year after year.
Let me ask you a question, Picasso. Are you saying Pep Guardiola is a good coach or a better coach?
He's a decent coach. He's a very decent coach.
No, Barcelona under Messi was a different team. Barcelona, like of the old, was a different team with all good players. He won Champions League only with that team.
Yeah.
After that, he had played with like all big teams. He doesn't go and coach a small team. He gets all the cash.
Yes.
He has like 2 levels in almost all the teams. He's yet to win a Champions League after that.
Okay.
So I will say he's a failed coach. With all the resources, with all the money, with all the things, he couldn't win a Champions League at all. And how much like City is ready to, they were able to bypass the FFP by just naming their stadium so that he gets entire money. And he still couldn't do anything with City, like who has like 2 levels and were like completely roller coasting the entire Premier League, which we say like is a competitive league compared to the other leagues. Why can't he win that? So he is a failed coach. If you take that definition of success.
No, so Champions League is not the only yardstick. I don't like that being the yardstick. So let's see.
How much
from the time that Pep has come into Premier League, there is only one season that he didn't win the Premier League, and that was last season when Klopp did it. He has won every other season, including this season, the Premier League, and he has done the same with Bayern. And he has done the same with Barcelona. So the league is
Bayern, right? Bayern, you put any team there, they will win.
No,
don't say like Bayern or something. Any coach will win for Bayern.
No, Dortmund win two seasons in middle.
See, that is what I'm saying. That is also because Klopp. You said about teams getting developed, right? If you take him out and put him into, say, an Aston Villa, or like even what Liverpool was there a few years back, if you put Pep into that team, he will not make the team win. He will just go on. Even last year, right?
We don't know that.
Let's come back to Arsenal. Let's come back to Arsenal.
No, we don't know that.
No, it's not that.
No. Let's come back to Arsenal, guys.
See, we cannot come and say that Emery is not a coach like who's not going to build. Like, see, that is what my point is.
I agree. The difference for me, Ellen, I get your point. The difference for me is I don't value Champions League or Europa League wins
I'm not saying that.
Over a league championship. A league championship is much more difficult, is a much more higher accomplishment to me than a Champions League. And that too, doing it not every 2 seasons or every 3 seasons is a much higher
No. Let me say, like, if you take Bayern Munich, right? It's just like 2 games if they play well. they are winning that championship most of the season.
Okay.
So his concentration is only needed for the 2 games. So I'm not talking about, let's say, City not winning Champions League. For Bayern Munich, right, the only area where Pep has to give his input, or like where he has to make the team grow, right, is like to make them win Champions League. Because like just concentrating 180 minutes, like, and playing to their potential, all their players will make them win their league.
Okay.
But to win the Champions League is where like they had difficulties, and Pep was mainly bought for that, and he didn't do that. He failed on his expectations.
So,
see, that is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, we don't have proof that Pep has like developed a small team also. We are saying Emery hasn't shown that proof. The same goes with Pep also.
Because Emery has played
many
with
coaches,
smaller team.
Many coaches.
Pep has not.
Why he hasn't played? He doesn't. No, even if he gets a chance with huge salary, he won't go there because he want the owners to spend money. See, last season he lost. What he did do? He had a very good squad even last year. See, Liverpool had a crazy season, so he could have just gone with the same set of players. No, he went and brought spent huge amount of money. How many players he spends money and not at all utilizing, or like just for the sake of having 3-4 backups, he spends money. So even if a main player gets injured, right, like he doesn't have issues with injuries. He doesn't have issues with any of the things like the other coaches are facing, because he chooses a club which will spend that money for him.
Yeah, it is the same with Mourinho, right? Mourinho winning with all these Chelsea.
See, Mourinho again and again. No. Mourinho at least got to Inter Milan.
Pep Guardiola is too good that he goes to better teams. Pep Guardiola is not a failed coach in my book.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying him as a failed coach. No, I'm as a failed coach. Yes, achieved success in all the places. But if you're taking the same yardstick, what Picasso was saying, right? He should be considered as a failed coach. That is what my argument is. I'm saying Picasso's yardstick is wrong. I'm not saying Pep Guardiola is failed coach or the other coaches are failed. Okay. He says a coach is a good coach only when he has developed a team. A coach is a good coach only when he has performed well in league.
Deepak, you were saying something?
In Spanish league, you are not winning the league with Sevilla. It's known to the whole world.
No, absolutely not. But you can finish 4th. That is what my concern is. My concern is that you could finish 4th. There are 3 teams above you. Yes, Atletico is better. Real Madrid is better.
4th doesn't give you Champions League, right?
How many? He didn't finish 4th.
It is now.
He didn't finish 4th in any of the season with Sevilla. That is the concern. Anyways, to get back, I just wanted Arun's point on something before we wrap up about some other things. There are a lot of concerns, Arun, about Aubameyang and his hairstyle. I can see that Aubameyang is not performing to his best, but the whole fan base putting it up against his hairstyle, that he's being his Instagram stuff. You saw the post where they were after the Liverpool, all 3 of them, when they did the whole, where is Lacazette, they put that, and they were mocking the players. So I do feel bad about some things, when players are more self-absorbed than what they are on the pitch. That still concerns me. That's one of the reasons why I love Tierney more than anyone else, because he's a player through and through, more than Instagram stuff, more than anything else. He does his playing on the pitch, or that's how I see it anyways, apart from other things. But even though I have that concern, I'm also concerned about this concept where players are vindicted for what they wear, like Hector Bellerin for his vegan choices, Aubameyang for his hairstyle and his flashy cars, right? And so what are you seeing here? What is this concern?
Poison. I just see poison. Why should we be concerned about what they do on social media? Honestly, it's their life. It's not like Aubameyang is coming and telling you how you're shitting, and that's not the right way to sit on the pot and shit. He's not doing that. Why the fuck are you doing it then? I mean, it's their lives. It doesn't mean that since they're in the public eye, it doesn't give us a rightful pass to make any comment against them. And just because they are in the public eye doesn't also mean that we can criticize everything that we do, and they should not be doing anything at all just because they're famous and in the public eye. They have a life of their own, and they're paid professionals who are being paid to do a job. It's the very same way we go and work in the place we work and we get paid to do it. It's very similar to that. If we are posting something on Instagram and just because the fact that we're not like playing for a football club called Arsenal, it doesn't give anyone any fucking right to go and say anything on the Instagram or whatever it is. Like fans, like you said, social media has brought us all close together. It has done a lot of great stuff for us, but this bullying and this online violence on the players is, especially with us, we are we are not a banter club. We are like a bunch of banter fans, and the shit that we say leads to other clubs bantering about us, like the stuff that we say about our kids and all that. So that's primary. It's not like the guy who posted was called, I think it was AFC Brian. If
Yeah.
he was really like an Arsenal fan, why the fuck would you post shit like this? It was a promo done when Pepe was being signed.
Yeah.
You know, it is irrelevant at this point in time. This is marketing that a club should do to get people excited about a signing or anything decent that happens there when nothing is good in the club at that point. You know, you need to get the fans like excited, and these are things that they do. But bringing that in and saying that we are like a what did he say, a fun club? What was
Yeah.
the thing there?
Yeah, joke of a club or something.
Joke
like
of a club. Why are we a joke of a club? Like how does that relate to this? Like I really don't understand. Like know your role and perform it properly rather than like talking about people rapping at their Instagram or whatever it is. Like you're a fan. You're incentivized only to a certain extent to talk about players. You don't have like the right to go and abuse players wherever it might be. So
Mhm.
stop doing that. Don't do it. That's my stand on it. It's toxic. I see a lot of toxicity in this.
That has been the case with Arsenal fans of late, right? I don't know. Even with our friends group and Arsenal fans group, Deepak, there there seems to be a lot of negative stuff about Arsenal. As in, like, the fan base doesn't seem to be enjoying being the fan. They are enjoying to be the critics of their own club, to say that we know what is wrong with our club, we know that what is wrong with this player. Is that what is causing all this issue? I mean, we do that, but we also enjoy our games. We do. When we win the games, when we have a couple of nice results, our parts are always like really happy and smiling, and we do enjoy that part of it. Are we losing that side by with all this statistics, with all this whole, being all this critical and all those things, Deepak?
The point of like having pod is like critiquing on the game.
No,
So-
yeah, but
No,
the
there's
thing
a
is,
line, Deepak. There's a line between criticizing and abusing.
No. Let me answer that because like if Deepak is okay with me answering,
Yeah, sure.
I'll take a philosophical way, like if you want it. It is
okay.
let's leave the fans and all those things. The next generation, from our generation, like if you take
We are not that
what to
old
say, the
people. We are
millennials.
not that old.
No.
A lot of
but
people
like,
listen to us.
I'm not saying they're old.
No,
I'm
not a
saying
lot of
they're
people,
old,
but some
10
people.
years is like no, I'm not saying they're old, but like 10 years is a big difference, like when you consider generation. Like, see, the current generation, right? They are all more tech savvy. Like when I say I'm talking about kids, they don't play much like how we used to do. So we learned it, right? Like winning and losing are always part of the game. Like we learned everything. Like now the kids, right from the kids, they are pressurized like losing is not an option. Whatever be it, like studies or like games or anything. They're always pressurized like losing is not an option. And that's how they're like grown till now. So when they support a club also, right, they expect the same. They want to win everything like that is available in the world for that club. So when that doesn't happen, right, they get like angry. And like they don't have that maturity also, like because that's the way they are brought up also. So what happens is like they show it at various areas, and that is what is happening like to the players and others also, like the fans, right? Because of these kind of way they are brought in, like they are impatient. They doesn't see this as a game. They see this as like a success and failure, and they take it personally also. So doesn't know, because see, that is not under control. Like they can just like blame the players or blame the coach. They can just ask them to be changed so that like they see the some success, because they're not going there and playing. So that is what I feel is a reason why such a kind of thing. Because Arsenal is worse than this, but there are like other clubs also which are following this trend. So that is why I feel like it's a generational thing, or like the way we are living now, right, is having a direct impact here.
Deepak,
I
anything
have
to
seen
add?
even like a lot of fans like they want us to lose so that they are proven that they are correct.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
seriously, how stupid can that be? Really?
They
Yeah,
want to like say that hey, I was correct, Arteta was wrong. That's why we lost. Hey, I'm happy. I don't know what kind of fan that means.
yeah, exactly, right?
No, losing is
a
also like
that is a
sometimes they want
a
players
concerning
to
thing.
get injured.
Yeah, it's all kind of really. I
Losing
think
is again like a game, like winning or losing, but like they want players to get injured, players to like leave the club continuously.
Ellen, I think we are having some internet issues with you again.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. But let's wrap this up. So we have 2 games this week with the Europa League and the Sheffield United game on Sunday. Deepak, I'll start with you. Predictions for Europa League.
Is it an away game or a home game? Or we are playing both the games away, right?
Yeah. Doesn't matter, I think, right?
Yeah. I think we would like draw 1-1.
With Slavia Prague. That's the home game for us, actually.
It's a home game for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draw 1-1.
Okay. Sheffield game.
Sheffield game, we should win like 2-0.
Okay. Any predictions on who's going to score and who's anything like any any surprises that you're expecting to happen in the team or
No, like in Sheffield game, I expect Aubameyang to score. Hopefully he scores
okay.
at least. In Slavia Prague, if Pepe starts, I think he would score.
Okay.
He has been playing well in Europa.
Is he though? I mean, he started well, but I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, he has been.
okay, Ellen, your predictions quickly.
2-0 in both the games.
Okay. Arun, I know you're going to predict us like a draw or something, but go ahead.
1-1 draw.
Let me surprise you all. Is it a home game, the first one against?
Both, yeah, Slavia Prague is home, Sheffield United is away.
Yeah, Slavia will win probably 2-1 and Sheffield will win 2-1 again. Yeah, both games will be 2-1. Yeah.
Oh my God, Arun's predicting a win with
Taking
Arsenal.
a huge risk by doing this.
But yeah, so I know we didn't talk a lot about the game because I think we kind of avoided that anyway, which is a good thing. But it's been a nice spot, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today. We'll meet after both the games next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.